everyone, my name's Rebecca. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I am going to be sharing my November TBR with you. This is a little bit scaled back in comparison to my September and October TBR, and to an extent the TBRs that I've done before that as well, because last month I set myself an unreachable goal and of course burned out, and I was struggling at the end of last month to read at all. And I think it's a mixture of I read quite a lot of non-fiction in one go and I wasn't enjoying one of the books that I was reading, so I gave that up, and now I am jumping into some fun fiction books. So I'll start with what I'm currently reading, and that is The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I actually started this on the 31st of October, so just in October, and I am reading this for the Tolkienalong, which is hosted by a few people. I will leave links to all of that stuff in the description. And it's basically just a read along of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. So I read The Hobbit in September. This was actually the book to read in October and I just didn't get to it, so I'm trying to read it now before any live shows happen, and I'm enjoying it. I think it's similar to The Hobbit in that it's slower than you would expect. So I'm like 100 pages in, I think, and nothing's really happened yet. They haven't started their adventure, though they are just about to. But yeah, it takes me nicely onto the first book that I want to read in November, well after this, and that is The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is books, I think, this is also for the Tolkienalong. I think so The Lord of the Rings is one big story, but it's separated into 6 books, not 3. So The Fellowship of the Ring is the first 2, this is 4 and 5, I believe. And then it's obviously then separated into 3 parts, which is The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and then The Return of the King. Yeah, I had to double check. So this is a shorter one, but this is the second part of The Lord of the Rings, and yeah, I'm really excited to read it. This is basically the next step in the journey. So The Fellowship of the Ring, they basically find out what the ring is, what it can do, what it's destined for, its dark powers, and then they begin their journey to destroy it. And then this is a continuation. I have 2 book club books as always, a fiction and a non-fiction one. So the fiction pick is Mr. Loverman by Bernardine Evaristo. I have Girl, Woman, Other to read, and I've been really excited to read it for a while and just haven't got around to it. So I'm getting around to another one of Bernardine Evaristo's books. I'm really excited to read this one actually. So this is about Barry. He is Antiguan. He's 74 years old and he is married. I think he's got kids, but he's been keeping a secret for years, and that secret is that he's been having a long affair, I think. But yeah, for the past 60 years he's been having a secret relationship with Morris. So basically Barry is, I think, a gay man. I don't think he's bisexual, but I might be wrong. I'm really excited to read this one. It has had a lot of good praise, and obviously Bernardine Evaristo won the Man Booker Prize this year, so I am very excited to get to this one. The second book that I'm going to be reading for book club is Skint Estate. I've forgotten who the author is for that. This is the non-fiction book, and it's basically just a memoir about growing up poor. I mean, it's very relevant for the times, especially in the UK right now, where we just had a big push. Marcus Rashford is a footballer and he's been campaigning for free school meals for kids through the holidays, and So he was campaigning to get them extended through half term, and the government said no. So a lot of the UK have had figures thrown at them in the media and online about how many children are living in poverty, and it's a lot. I think it's like 1 million children were going to go hungry because of the government not extending free school meals. So I think this is quite a timely read. The last book and short story that I'm going to read is part of another readathon, or read-along, sorry, and that is the Bonathon, which is hosted by A Frolic Through Fiction and a couple of other people. I will double check and leave links in the description, but the fourth book in the series, The Mask Falling, is due to come out at the end of January now instead of February, and basically the plan is they're hosting a low-key read along to reread the books in the run-up to it coming out, so there's one every month. So this month I want to read The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and this is the first book in the Bone Season series. I was going to say trilogy, it's not. There's going to be 7 books, I think. And I'm also going to be reading The Pale Dreamer, which is the prequel short story to this, and it talks about clairvoyance in more detail. So speaking of clairvoyance, this book is kind of about them. So this is in a dystopian future, although it's actually not that far in the future. It's set in 2059, this one, and we follow Paige, who is a clairvoyant. She's a dream walker, which means she can kind of read people's minds, I guess. She's been truly taken advantage of by the leader of a gang, and she gets captured by Skyen, who basically run the world now, and transported to a colony, which is where the Raphaim are hanging out, hiding, and they're basically the puppet masters behind Skyen. And yeah, so this particular book is kind of about that colony in Oxford and just her surviving and trying to escape. I haven't read The Bone Season for a little while now. I think the last time I read it was not long before The Song Rising came out, which is the 3rd book. So it's a couple of years ago now, so I'm really excited to refresh my memory for the 4th book coming out in January. And that's it. Short and sweet TBR this month. I think this is attainable. There are a couple of books I'd like to get to if I finish all of these. So for example, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's brought a short story out. I really want to get to David Attenborough's book. I also last month bought This Land by Owen Jones, and I would really like to read that as well, but that's a chunky one. Thank you for watching. I apologise I haven't put up a video for a little while. I've been a little bit sporadic because October has just been a terrible reading month, but also terrible for my mental health and productivity and motivation, and I appreciate it if you've stuck around. Yeah, so let me know what you're reading in the comments if you're participating in either of these read-alongs, or if you're excited for the new Bone Season book. If you enjoy Lord of the Rings, let me know if it's any good, because I'm kind of confused about how slow it is at the moment. And feel free to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you feel like it as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.